Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Good Talk Podcast, episode 22, and episode number 1 on YouTube.
So not only do you have to hear us, you also have to see our ugly selves.
Well, no, we're not.
I'm beautiful.
Well, yeah, we're studs. We are 100%
Yeah,
studs.
can't see, my half of my face,
Yeah.
but it's fine.
No, so this is going to be great. So, yeah, this is our first ever video podcast as well. So it'll be available on YouTube. I've created a YouTube channel. Go subscribe. It's just called Good Talk. Obviously, it couldn't be anything else.
Yeah, what else would it be?
So yeah, make sure you go subscribe and hit the notification bell as well to get notified of when we post.
Yes.
So there we go. That's very important. So yeah, and then also follow us on Twitter, talk_pod. There's gonna be a lot of added stuff now that we have a video component to this. We'll probably send us some of the dumb stuff that me and Alex send each other throughout the week on Twitter and Instagram will definitely be showcased on here because it needs to be shown to the world.
And I'm sure we'll trip over our feet on this.
Yeah. Oh, and yeah, we have a producer now. It is my father, Todd. As everyone knows, Todd is he's the cool dad.
Todd doesn't get a camera.
No, but he gets a microphone, but it's muted currently, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, he's nodding in the background. Say hello, Todd. Come on.
All right, I just said hello. So.
Yeah, there he is. So he'll pop in and out of the podcast. So let's get right into it. Let's just dive right into it. So I've waited for a little while to talk about this because I don't really. The NBA is not the NBA to me anymore. It's one big soap opera. But the free agency this offseason has been insanity, total insanity. So you have let's run it through. So the Rockets get Brody Westbrook.
It's not a free agent. That's a trade.
Well, I know, but still, it happened in the offseason. Then you have the Lakers signing everyone that they did. The Clippers signing everybody that they did. The Nets now. It's blown up, completely blown up. So
I don't know. For me, I don't find it to be any different than when all those super teams from the past were getting put together. For me, it's the same thing.
And I guess if anything, that's like crazy is how normal it feels now.
It's different this year because no one went where people thought they were going to go.
Right.
That's why it's different.
Yeah.
Everyone thought that everyone was going to go to New York. Everyone thought that Kawhi was going to go to the Lakers.
How big did they fuck that up, by the way, the Knicks?
I mean,
that's just a trend of how that organization's been run the past few years.
And when it first came about that they didn't offer KD a max because of his injury, I was like, that's pretty stupid, but I kind of understood where they were coming from because it's like an Achilles injury, and you just know that's an automatic 9 months on the bench. But then I was talking to my dad about it, and it's like, my dad had some Achilles issues in the past, so he knows that kind of thing. And he said he was reading an article about the foremost leader in the clubhouse when it comes to those kind of injuries said that 85%, the number could plus or minus 5%. Could have been higher, could have been lower. I can't really remember. Somewhere around there percent said that those people that have that injury, that have his body build, don't come back.
Yeah, I was going to say I heard that too.
So it's like on a player that I don't want to say he's past his prime, but he's at the peak of his prime.
Yeah, he's not
so
going to.
If it was like a video game, it would only go down.
Right.
So it's like, why would you offer someone $181 million if you don't know if he's gonna be the same?
Right.
So I get it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I agree. I get that too.
And it's like the Nets signed him to a 4-year deal. You're getting him for 3. He's not gonna play next year.
No.
He's not gonna play.
Yeah. So how much did he miss at the end of last season?
Well, he tore the Achilles in one of their last game
of the regular season. Okay.
No, in the playoffs.
Oh,
game 6.
Right. Oh, that's right, because there's that nasty video. Yeah,
he blew it in their last game.
Right.
So, I mean, he's not going to play.
No.
If he'll get healthy at the end of the year, and they're not going to put him in there.
Look what happened to Kobe.
Yeah, it's the same thing. So, it's not going to. They're paying 100 and whatever it is for 3 years.
Yeah.
So
do you think Nike's going to give him one of those Achilles specials where they come like halfway up the calf.
I'm not really sure that never did anything, to be honest with you.
No, yeah, I thought it was just placebo as well. I just thought the shoe looked funny when they did that after that happened to
If it's
Kobe.
gonna go, it's gonna go.
Right.
Like, there's nothing
Yeah.
you can do about it.
Yeah. No, but so yeah, and yesterday, was that yesterday? The Rockets got Russell Westbrook.
I think
So
it was yesterday.
yeah, so Russell Westbrook and James Harden are reunited once again. What do you think that's going to do for them? I guess the broader question is the Warriors' reign coming to an end?
The Rockets aren't gonna do anything.
I'm not even talking about the Rockets. You have the Rockets, the Lakers, the Clippers.
I don't know. I think the Clippers thing is getting... They're going to be good, but I think it's getting blown out of proportion, to be honest with you. Because at the end of the day, they have Kawhi and they have Paul George, but what has Paul George done? Honest question.
Snapped the shit out of his leg.
Like, when he was playing with the Pacers, when he was playing last year with the Thunder, they didn't do anything.
Right.
So, who else is on that team?
I couldn't tell you, to be honest.
Exactly.
Blake Griffin? No. He's with the Pistons.
They have Patrick Beverly, and they have Montrezl Harrell, and there's one other dude.
Montrezl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I don't...
What about the Lakers? Because they have AD now with LeBron.
LeBron is always going to be LeBron.
Right.
But the thing that I'm most excited about with that team is the fact that they have Anthony Davis and Cousins together.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
when they played for the
right. I forgot that
Pelicans together, they were unstoppable in the
Yeah.
paint. Unstoppable.
Right.
And my favorite part, though, is that LeBron is going to be the point guard.
Yeah.
He is the point. They came out and said LeBron is our point guard in 2019.
So that starting five then is LeBron at point, Kuzma at shooting guard. Who's the?
I don't know who small forward is.
Boogie?
Probably no.
No, he'd be power forward. He'd be the 5.
No, Anthony Davis would be power forward, and
Boogie would be center.
yeah, I don't know who. I saw it on Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't remember who it was.
What about the roster for the Lakers? Yeah.
The roster for the Lakers?
Yeah, like from last year, because it's not going to be one of the
Well, they lost Lonzo.
free agents.
They lost Ingram.
Do you really lose Lonzo?
Well, just saying what they
You cut
they
ties
don't
with
have on the team
right,
anymore.
yeah. Okay, so you have I forgot to have Rajon Rondo.
Danny Green.
Danny Green, that's right. Yeah.
They have Kentavious Caldwell-Pope again.
Mm-hmm.
JaVale McGee, Kuzma, Rajon Rondo.
That's a really good lineup. I forgot about Rondo.
Yeah, well,
That's not a bad
he was
backup
on the
option.
team last year, wasn't he?
Yeah. That's not a bad backup option.
No, LeBron at the point is going to be unreal.
Yeah, oh, no, yeah.
I mean, and I had, you hear people go, what is he playing point guard for? He's been playing point guard for the last, 10 years.
Right, yeah.
Like, does it really make a difference?
He can play all 5 positions.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So now all it is, he's going to show up as a point guard in 2K. Other
Right.
than that, it makes no difference
Yeah.
because he's been point guard for 10 years.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's like when Magic Johnson played center that one game that Kareem was out. Like, he's one of those players that can just play anywhere on the floor.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. You don't even need to give him like a practice session. Like, hey, go play 5.
No.
All right, I got it.
All those guys can interchange.
Yeah, come on. Like, it's,
Unless you're Nate Robinson, you can interchange. And I don't even. That's not even a slight. That's just height wise.
Yeah, unless you're 4 foot nothing,
and
you can play anywhere.
He blocked Shaq, so even
I
then,
forgot
it
about
doesn't even
that.
make
That
a
was
difference.
wild. A little. What is it? 5'7" Nate Robinson.
On
just
a good day.
Ah,
I think he was 5'8".
5'8". Yeah, those dunk contests between him and Dwight Howard were sick. That was the last time the dunk contest was any good.
Be good this year. Maybe.
Yeah, if certain people. If Zion doesn't do the dunk contest, then
Did
what's
you see
the
the
point?
picture of Zion on the sideline?
No.
Dude. He's got a gut. The caption said the shrimp Creole will be hitting different in New Orleans. And he was sitting there, and it was like a gut. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. It's like that power gut that like lifters get. That's super weird.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's got like this.
He's got good lower body.
He's got that distended like abs.
So.
But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, It's funny because you have all these teams in the West. Who's still in the East? So you have you have the Nets and the Bucks and the Celtics. Maybe depends on how Kemba plays.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to see. Unless it all clicks with the Nets, it's really hard.
They're like I said, they're not gonna have one of them.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's gonna be Kyrie, and I will say, the Nets last year with
who's their coach?
I'm not sure who the coach is, but I mean the Nets have without KD, the Nets have obviously Kyrie. They have Karis LeVert, who had a phenomenal year last year.
Yeah, he did. Kenny Atkinson.
That's their coach?
Yes.
Look at that. Karis LeVert, Rondé Hollis-Jefferson,
Yeah.
Spencer Dinwiddie, Sam Hawk's favorite player, Jarrett Allen.
Yeah.
Like, they have a decent team. They have Kenneth
This is
Faried,
Sam's
too. I
boy.
didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of... Yes.
They'll be good.
Yeah, I think it's got to be between them and the Bucks.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. Because, again...
It's not going to be the Cavs.
No. Or the Raptors.
No.
Yeah, that was fun while it lasted in Toronto, wasn't it?
I mean, it was never going to...
At least we don't. At least I don't have to hear about Drake in the NBA Finals again.
It was never going to make it past this year. I don't understand why everyone was so, shocked.
Yeah.
Honestly. He didn't want to be there. It's not a big market.
And he still won an NBA championship.
Yeah, but it's not that he didn't play. He just didn't want to be there long term.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah.
I would rather be in LA than Toronto, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I understand. He's from California.
There's no snow.
He played college in California.
Oh, yeah, he played in Fisher Ball, didn't he?
Yeah, so, I mean, I totally understand.
Yeah.
But as far as the NBA, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. And I will say, I think probably the most interesting thing on a summer ball is the fact that the Knicks drafted R.J. Barrett, who is absolutely garbage in Summer League, and Iggy Brazdeikis is just destroying Summer League.
Yeah. Who's he?
The Knicks.
Oh, that's right. They're on the same team.
Yeah, he plays for the Knicks. And he had 30 points the other day. He had 23 or something last night. He's doing really well. So we'll see.
Yeah.
It's super early because Summer League is rookies and bums. So it's hard to tell.
Rookies and G League players.
Yeah, so it's you never really know what's going to happen.
No, but yeah, I mean, it's amazing how, because it never used to be like this when we were kids. Never.
There wasn't as many high-powered players when we were kids.
Yeah, that's true. Because it used to be, really it was like LeBron. That was when he was starting to trend up. T-Mac.
LeBron, T-Mac, Carmelo, Kobe, and Shaq.
And that was it.
Yeah, pretty much.
That was really pretty much it. Oh, Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, but even then, he wasn't super cool until Shaq went to the Heat.
Yeah, before the big three.
Yeah, so even then.
But yeah, now it's crazy the amount of players and of course money, changes everything. There's a lot. There's a lot more money in the NBA now than there ever was ever, and that's with every sport. That's not just
Yeah.
That's not just basketball.
It's all relative.
Yeah.
So,
but
it's just like soccer. Players in Bush League average players that used to go for $40 million.
Did you see Griezmann's transfer fee?
No.
It is $143 million, which isn't the most, but I saw on the scroll of the bottom scroll of ESPN, it said because of the timing of the negotiations, it was an extra $90 million on top of that.
I don't understand why.
I don't understand why either. That's just what I saw on ESPN. So that's over. This is why I didn't major in math. So 140 and 90.
It's $233 million.
Exactly. For one player. That is.
Well, that doesn't even make any sense. Why did they say it's 143? Why would they word it so it's not for?
It's the fee is 143 million for the player fee.
Antoine Griezmann.
Yeah, there's a Z in his last name.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah. Signs for Barcelona.
Was it 5 years?
Yeah,
Yes, I
5-year
agree.
deal. Yeah.
See, that says 120.
Because you got here. Let's do a little math here because this is gonna be funny. So 233 million divided by. Oh shoot! No. I'm doing some math, people. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, something's burning up here, and it's not the camera. That is a little over 10 times the record fee of Aston Villa, which was broken not too long ago with Wesley. That's insanity. That is insanity how much that transfer is. Barcelona announces Antoine Griezmann as Atletico Madrid disputes astronomical fee. Hold on. No. Go back to that real quick. What is it?
So it's
Bar-
135 million US, not US, so 120 million euros.
Yeah, this says
Look at his release
yeah, it
clause.
says 800 million.
That's 900 million.
$900 million release
Well, my
clause.
phone says 8. But
Okay,
It's
8, 9.
ridiculous. It's almost $1 billion release clause. What are we doing? What are we
no
doing?
one's gonna. That's not real.
I understand that, but like, I just going like playing FIFA, and when a player asks for a release clause, I want it for like 70 million. Like, oh wow, that's a lot. $900 million.
It's a fuck off. That's what it is.
100% that's what it is. But could you imagine if some like Chinese comes rolling up? Here's $900 million. Give me Griezmann.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Could you? That would be hilarious if it did.
But I think that's the point.
No, yeah, that's totally the point of having a release clause that big. But it's just funny. It's almost like release clause should be fuck off, not for sale. That should be what it is.
That's what it says.
I know. Well, then why put an amount? Why just say not for sale?
Because if you don't put a price, people are gonna still be like, "Oh, here's." It's like on FIFA when someone offers you something and you're like, "Just decline it." If someone sees a release
Right.
clause for 800 million, like
I'm gonna turn and walk away.
you just,
Right, yeah.
It's a number, but it's really not. Like,
Yeah.
no one's gonna even. They're gonna do what we did. They're gonna laugh.
It's kind of that way to put you on that do not call list.
Yeah,
Do not call.
that's stay on the line and hit 2 to be disconnected. Like that's what that is.
After we somehow still get your information and send other spam callers to call you.
Yeah.
Oh man, no, that's just hilarious to me. But also another funny thing. We'll move on to our next topic that we have here. Now I know probably a lot of people probably tune out and probably get a little bored whenever we talk F1, but I mean we're huge F1 fans and we like it. But this story is honestly soap opera stuff. How crazy
Yeah.
this is. So Haas F1 is sponsored by a British energy drink manufacturer called Rich Energy. And the problem with Haas this year, which is America's Formula One team.
They didn't delete this tweet.
No, it's still up there, so hold on. So they've been kind of struggling. They're very good in qualifying, have good one-lap pace. Kevin Magnussen, he's qualified in the top 10 3 of the last 6 or so races. Like, their qualifying pace is insane. When it comes to the race pace, drops like a stone. It's like there's an anchor attached to the back of the car. So last week they got beat by Williams, which is like it would be like Woking Town beating Manchester United in the FA Cup, pretty much. It would be like it's like a really bad team somehow winning against a good team, and it prompted this, which I thought was interesting when this tweet came out. It's from Rich Energy's account. It's today, Rich Energy terminated our contract with Haas F1 team for poor performance. We aim to beat Red Bull Racing and being behind and they're adding them. They're like mentioning them, which is even more savage. Behind at Williams Racing in Austria is unacceptable. Then this sentence kills me. The politics and PC attitude in F1 is also inhibiting our business. We wish the team well. Hashtag F1, hashtag Rich Energy. And I saw that. I'm like, damn. That's a bit
the last
harsh.
sentence is the truth.
Yeah. We can have a whole podcast on that, but it's just that was like, damn, like, okay. So I'm like, that was kind of shitty. Like, why would that's not a way to run a business or to have a business partnership. Is to just straight stone cold say like, oh yeah, yeah, there you go. Yeah, they can see that now.
But it's like at the same time, people are like, I'm not agreeing with what was done, but when the thing that I'm talking about right now is that people on Twitter were just complaining about the fact that they said the PC and politics of F1.
Which you're not wrong.
And those same exact people, they were like, oh, that's not realistic, blah, blah, blah. Those same exact people are the same people that were bitching and whining that Lance Stroll has a seat because of politics.
Yeah.
So how is that the same thing?
No, I don't think... If the people who are bitching about that doesn't really make sense. I agree with you on that because they're probably the ones complaining about Lance Stroll being a pay driver because Daddy owns the team.
Yeah, it's the
which
same
is ridiculous in and of itself because he's shocking on the track.
Like, how can you say that the politics for the Lance Stroll thing are,
right?
That's not fair. But then if someone comes out and says something like that, regardless of how ridiculous the tweet is, like they're like, well, the politics are fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It can't be both ways.
Right.
Like,
No, yeah. Well, I mean, and, that's neither here nor there. That's kind of, I mean, yeah, the politics of IndyCar, right? It says
it's
IndyCar right there.
It's politics of anything.
Yeah, but that's a part of F1. That's how you play the game. That's why exactly. That's why it's so dramatic, and that's why there's, millions of people watching every week to, watch these guys, risk their lives and pretty much dogfight with each other on the track. But I mean, I think what upset me, I'm like, damn, that's kind of I just thought that was really shitty and mean to just do that, to just cancel it. But there's more layers to this. So apparently there is a power struggle to the utmost extent within Rich Energy. So that tweet. Which go to that second article first. I probably put these in the wrong. Or no, wait a minute. Does this first one here? Scroll down on this first one. Does this show the? Yeah. Okay. So it says, go up a little bit more. The Haas Formula One team will run with its normal Rich Energy branding at the British Grand Prix, despite its sponsor's surprise claim that its deal has been terminated. So team principal, where's the Gunther Steiner quote down? Sorry, I'm looking at this here, people. I don't want to put anybody in a difficult situation, but I cannot say anything about it. They will be on the car this weekend, and then the rest we need to sort out going forward with what we're doing. The commercial agreement doesn't let me talk about it, and I don't want to stir it up anymore, which you have to respect. I mean, he's like, okay, I have no idea. It's part of the job, as he says, and it's a war of words. They said, yeah, it doesn't upset me. It's just something I need to deal with next week, and I will. But now, if we go to the second article, and these articles came out, I think there are 3 articles by Autosport who I think covered this pretty good, and just kind of just laid all the facts out there. This is all within a 12-hour span that these articles get published, so it tells you how quickly and how messy things got. It says, Rich Energy shareholders say rogue individual behind the Haas F1 tweet. So it turns out that there is a power struggle so bad inside Rich Energy that one of the main shareholders, and apparently the rumor was the CEO themselves, were trying to disband from the company. And it's just whoever this individual is still has control of the Twitter account and posted that tweet. And up until, what's today, the 11th, right? Or the 12th?
12th.
The 12th. So up until July 10th, their last tweet was on the 5th. So there was 5 days of silence on their Twitter account. So there's a bunch of stuff going down, and this rogue individual, it says, shareholders behind the Rich Energy brand have described that the claim it had terminated its deal with Haas Formula One team. As the rogue actions of one individual. A statement was posted on the Energy Drinks company Twitter account in the lead up to the British Grand Prix that suggested Rich Energy had ended its title sponsorship agreement with Haas, citing the American Outfits Forum plus the politics and PC attitude in F1 as the reason. but the shareholders were understood to be keen to save the relationship with Haas on Thursday morning, while team principal Gunther Steiner said Haas's cars would run the Rich Energy branding as normal in Silverstone. So, some guy is trying to sabotage the company with inside, and they're using Haas Formula One as the Trojan horse, if you will, to do so. So, and then there's a third article I have.
So the guy that shows up at the track this week that doesn't have the black eye is the guy that won the lap.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. And yeah, if you go to the third article is pretty much saying that that now the shareholders are working to salvage the deal. And then it's gotten even more interesting. Oh, I mean, that's kind of it in like the news that's come out, but there's been a few interesting tweets since July 10th if you want to go to those.
Yeah, but the CEO said that he wasn't even
right, which
for it.
which is in one of these tweets, which is what I was going to get onto here in a minute. You want? Hold on, we're pulling them up here. This is our first video show. You're gonna have to to bear with us here.
Guy.
Yeah, look at this. Wow, this guy's a real winner. Rich Energy CEO William Story is his name. It looks like he's straight out of Duck Dynasty.
That's what I said yesterday.
Has commented the ludicrous statement by the minority shareholders cozy with Red Bull and at White Bikes, which is like the stag emblem in the logo, is there you go. What's that word? Risible? Risible? What is that word? Risible. Risible. Okay. What the hell? Yeah.
Did you honestly
journalism?
think risible was a word?
Journalism minor, right here.
Jesus.
Journalism minor, everyone. Their attempted palace coup has failed. I control all. Todd, you just clicked off the screen again. You exit out of. It's all gone to L and A basket real quick. It's risible. Their attempted palace coups fail. I control all assets of Rich Energy and have the support of all the key stakeholders. So there's all these rumors that it was this guy who was sabotaging it, but it's not. And then if you pull up the third tweet, now I don't know if this is confirmed or not, but I think this is from the rogue individual. It says this is the actual situation at Haas F1 team, Big Phil Campion, F1, Harris Monkey, Goodwood RRC, which is the like the automotive club that kind of sanctions all racing in the UK. A few boxing guys, a bunch of peoples, and you click on that picture. It's like a. This is why I think it's from the rogue person, because it's addressed the email to a neville.weston@gmail. It says, Dear Mr. Weston, sponsorship agreement dated 21 October 2018 as amended by First Amendment agreement dated as of 6 February 2019, the sponsorship agreement between Haas Formula LLC, Haas, and Rich Energy Limited, Rich Energy. We act on behalf of Haas, who have asked that we write to you following your email to Gunther Steiner yesterday. Our client's position vis-a-vis Rich Energy Limited and Mr. Story is as set out in the open letters, copies of which are attached. We understand that you are seeking to take control of the company away from Mr. Story, the current CEO. If that comes to pass, then our client will be happy to engage in without prejudice conversations with you, but they will need to see clear and unambiguous evidence that Mr. Story has been removed from the director of the company and the new CEO has validly been appointed in his place. So you have two people going to war on the same Twitter account over what the hell is happening within the company. So I can only imagine what's going on, and I would love to be a fly on the wall. I would absolutely love to be a fly on the wall in this situation. Oh, it's just... It
just seems like the kind of thing where... I don't know, in my opinion...
I've never seen anything like this in sports before.
In my opinion, this company...
is Tin Pot, first off.
It's overextended itself.
Yes.
So, at the end of the day, it seems like this company made this decision, this expensive decision, to sponsor the Formula One team for this year. They've come up against it, and it seems like they're running out of money. in my opinion.
No, 100%.
And
I would agree
they're
with that.
trying to find a way to back out of this sponsorship agreement without bottling the entire company.
So, okay, I'm gonna kind of piggyback off of that. Do you think that this is all a big setup for them to try and get out? Like, oh, hey, our company is in like a big civil war right now, and they're like, oh yeah, we really want to try. Okay, so we're back. We blew a breaker in the house. We lost power. So sorry. So
Going well.
So yeah, so we were kind of winding down the Haas Rich Energy crisis. Yeah, I think weren't you saying something, Alec, about like the politics in F1 or something like that? I can't remember
when we started.
Yeah.
I was talking about like Lance Stroll and stuff. But
yeah, I can't remember where we were. Yeah, so we'll just move. But yeah,
it was about like just the fact that it just seems like they're just trying to find a way out.
Yeah,
like, they don't
like,
have money anymore or something like that. Like,
yeah, that's right. We were talking about, and I brought up the point about how it seemed like they were kind of could it be on purpose that they're purposely tanking to get out?
Could be.
Yeah.
I mean, you just never know. I don't.
Yeah, because I never heard of Rich Energy before this season.
Yeah, me neither. And
So,
it's just kind of weird, like a team, like a team that, I mean, like you said, they're not like the worst. They just don't have any luck in races. But it's like Williams sponsor is not terminating their contract for poor performance.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, I mean it's
just kind of weird.
Yeah, it seems just like a huge cop out and doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, you don't really know what's.
It was just kind of out of the blue as well. Really out of the blue. No, I don't know. It was just, yeah. You kind of have to feel bad for Haas because they're just a pawn in all of this.
I mean,
you have to think they're just kind of just all right. We're just an F1 team here.
I don't feel bad for them.
We just race cars. It's like I don't know. It'd be kind of a shitty situation to be in, but yeah. Anyway, so. I just I'd never seen that in sports where a sponsor is at war within itself, and a team is kind of caught in the middle of this shitstorm that
Who's Bush League sponsor?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what it comes down to. It's very
Why? I mean, that's
how do you let one of your own employees go rogue with a Twitter account?
It's a Bush League company. I
Not
mean,
wrong.
If they still have the login, what are you gonna do? It's already too late. Like
change the password.
Yeah, but like once they're already going, what can you do?
Oh, yeah, that's true. I guess what you should do is just delete your account and start over. But anyway, on to some more happier news. Since the last time we did the podcast, the World Cup final happened with the women, and they won.
They did
2-1 over the Netherlands. I watched like the first half of the game, and then I was working on that Sunday, and I got called into the concession stand and missed both. I missed all the goals.
You did miss all the goals.
Yeah. So did you watch the game?
I did watch the game.
Can you talk about the goals and how they work? Because I completely missed them. Oh, I saw Roosevelt's goal was a really nice finish, and the other was a penalty.
Yeah, I mean the one was a penalty.
Penalty.
Like
yeah, because Matt Nolfi, friend of the show, was telling me about that they shouldn't call that in the World Cup final through VAR. Now, having watched it back, because I'm like, because he's telling me it's like a 50-50. I'm like, okay, yeah. In finals, you kind of let 50-50s go. That was no normal 50-50.
He kicked her.
Oh,
she
yeah.
kicked her.
100%. Right up near the face. That's a penalty every day of the week in my book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they looked at it for like 2.5 seconds, so there clearly wasn't that much of a disagreement there. And then the second goal was a good run and just slotted it by the keeper. Yeah. Good goal.
Mm-hmm.
But the Netherlands were never in that game.
Yeah. So it was kind of like they were always.
It was 0-0, but it's like.
But you could tell
it was
who the
a
better
matter
team
of time.
was. Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean.
The Netherlands were getting tired.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they gave up the penalty. And then once the penalty happened, they knew they were done.
You're chasing the game from there.
So, and the Netherlands never had, that I can remember, a good chance. So if there was a chance, it must not have been that great because I don't remember it.
Yeah. Did they score? Did I misspeak? Was it 2-0 or 2-1?
It was 2-0.
It's two. Okay, so I misspoke. I said 2-1. I meant 2-0. So yeah, I mean, well, we said that last week that it was only it was
Well, they were never
there
going
was
to win.
the semifinal was really the final for them.
The only way that the Netherlands would have had a chance is if it would have went to penalties because you never know.
You're right.
Other
Yeah,
than
then
it
it's
wasn't
50-50.
gonna happen. Like, that's just the way it was. Like, there was never a chance.
Yeah.
It's just as simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
mean,
and you had what, 2 goals? Was it 8 minutes apart? Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it should be
and then
close.
and then at that point you're chasing the game from there. So it's
Yeah, desperation.
yeah, and you could and now going back and seeing it, you can tell that second goal comes from them chasing the game. They're committing more
They're
numbers
tired.
forward. Yeah, and they're tired because they're pushing, and it is what it is. But yeah, never really.
I mean, they took their best player off with like 15 minutes left in the game.
Oh, that Martins chick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
Who apparently was hurt.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. At that point, it's kind of again, well, like we said last week, we weren't. Well, I wasn't concerned about the women's final. I think it was. I mean, we said 4 and 3-0. So I mean,
You were trying to be PC about it.
yeah. Well, I mean, you have to kind of somewhat play devil's advocate there, but at the same
It was
time,
never an issue.
no, never was. What? But the victory parade was insane. It was literally like it. I had memories of like Pledge Week for the sororities down at OU. That's what it reminded me of.
Crazy.
Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. What do you have here, Todd? Oh, the highlights. Okay. Yeah, we can. I just want to see Lavelle's goal.
It's right here.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, just running. I mean, yeah. The defender she's running at is in a really tough spot.
The defender
there.
she's running at is the one that gave up the penalty.
Yeah, that defender's in a really tough spot because if you commit to the ball, you could easily get beaten. If you commit to the run, then you open up the lane for her to shoot. So it's that run that Rose Lavelle makes that forces her into just kind of being caught in no man's land and opening up a shooting lane there for her. And it was a great finish. That was a really, really classy finish and a classy goal from Rose Lavelle. But anyway, back to the parade. Yeah, it was it reminded me of Pledge Week at OU with all the sorority girls walking around in their shirts and they're just hammered. Incoherent, not making any sense, celebrating something. But like this was awesome as opposed to that. That was kind of annoying. This was awesome. The victory parade I thought was great. I love the one video. It was on that Ashlyn Harris's Instagram story, which we'll get into in a minute. It was Megan Rapinoe, Captain Morgan stance with the trophy on her knee and a bottle of, I think it might have been Dom Perignon in her other hand. And she's like, I deserve this.
Oh,
I
yeah.
deserve this.
I
I'm
saw
like, that is amazing. And her speech was really good too, that she gave like at the podium with like Trump and all that.
I didn't hear it.
It's just it just kind of spreading the message of kind of how his message is driving us apart, not bringing us together. And it was really well worded for someone who's been on a bender for almost a week.
All the parade was a fuck you to Trump.
Yeah,
That's all it was.
and pay us.
Well, yeah, but that
was literally the two things. But no, I thought it was awesome. It was I think they celebrated how a team should celebrate when you win a championship, and when you're you're just drunk from the night before partying. Like, I mean, that's how it should be. That's how it should be.
It's no different than you never see a women's team do that. That's
Yeah,
why it was
which I
such a
thought
big
was
deal.
awesome.
The men's teams do that all the time. And
Yeah.
they think it's that's why it was made such a big deal of. You've never seen a women's team do that. And everyone was like, "Oh, this is meh 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 meh."
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's the same exact thing as Gronk getting up there and just stone colding beers. Like, it's the same thing.
He belongs in the WWE.
But it's like that's irrelevant.
Right, yeah.
But the point is, it's like everyone thinks it's funny
Mm-hmm.
when someone like him does it, and then when Alex Morgan and Rapinoe are up there, it's like, Me.
Yeah, it's like everyone's going, no, let them
Like,
celebrate.
shut up.
Yeah, exactly.
Shut up.
You're just jealous.
Like,
You're just jealous for no reason.
Just shut up. That's all it is.
And I love like, and I get like it's kind of obligatory for like the president to tweet something, but when he's like, congrats to the U.S. women on winning the World Cup. Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Shut up.
You
don't care. They don't care.
No one
Shut
wants
up.
to hear from your orange face.
The best thing I saw was that they sent Obama a jersey.
Yes.
That was the best.
That was awesome.
Like,
yeah. No. Old
and
Agent
the
Orange
funniest
can
part
do
about
one.
it, everyone knew that tweet that he sent out, he being Trump, was just bullshit. Like, it was just because he had to.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
you can. You
and I'm
definitely
honestly
can tell
surprised
he
he
didn't.
even did it.
No. Yeah. You can definitely tell he wasn't the one who sent that.
It's like,
It was like some
why?
staffer they probably
Just
yelled
why
at.
even send it?
No. Yeah. Exactly. Leave it, dude. Like
It's fake.
You've already put all your eggs in one basket by calling out Rapinoe.
Yeah.
You 100%.
It was just fake.
At that point, you stick to your guns, and you don't tweet anything.
Yeah.
Because then you open yourself up for even more criticism that you get. He drives me up a wall. He really does. It's not even about politics. It's not about policy. It's not about, what laws are made and whatnot. It's not about who's, his vice president, it's the fact is he is a shit human being. That's what it is. And he has been from day one. How did he make his fortune?
He doesn't care about anybody but himself.
Exactly. How does he make his fortune? He pretty much rips off, people for a living. That's his job. So, but yeah, and just to see that tweet, it's like, just go away, you little troll. Go away. But yeah, anyway, now there's a shining chance of equal pay. I don't think anyone is disputing that anymore. That the women should be paid the same as the men.
No.
The issue, and I was listening to this comedian Andrew Schultz's podcast, and they were talking about this a little bit, and none of them are the biggest soccer people, but he's what he's known for is he's very good with how he handles his business, and what he kind of broke it down is actually percentage wise, the women's team takes home more than the men does. But that is substantially less than what they get in terms of a dollar figure. You want to know why that is, Alec? What did we say? What have we been saying this whole time in this whole equal pay
What
debate?
have I been saying this whole time?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not there.
Exactly. The money is not there.
Like,
the investment in women's soccer is a fraction of what it is in men's soccer, and I think the
thing of it, dude. All right. And I don't know this answer to this question because I don't follow it as much as you.
Yeah, and but before we say, I think we should caveat that we are not law experts or we don't know how the financials work. We're just saying.
Do the men get? Do they get compensated for being on the national team?
Yeah, I think it's like a lump sum and it's split equally among the players.
Okay, so
it's something like $3 million and split that between the whole squad. It's like $250K, $200K between each of the players.
Okay,
I think that's what it is.
So,
roughly.
At the end of the day, the only thing they can talk about, I shouldn't say that. The only way they can get more money than the men is based upon the national teams. Because there's no money in the club level of women's soccer.
Exactly. The NWSL is, it's poorly run. I mean,
it's not even that it's poorly run.
It's not run. It's there's no money in it.
No, because for lack of a better term, no one wants to go watch women's club soccer. I'm sorry, that's just what it is. It's like the WNBA. Like people don't, and if for soccer it's way different because like when it comes to soccer, that's the overall athleticism as far as like explosiveness is not the same as like basketball. So when it comes to WNBA, like people don't want to go see a fast break and see a layup. Like that's like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
They don't want to see that. So for soccer, I feel like it's a little bit different because
I think
it's closer to the men's game.
Yeah, skill wise, yes.
But at the end of the day, do you want to go see the vast majority of the population? Do you want to go see Wayne Rooney play Ibrahimovic, or do you want to see Alex Morgan play someone that's not on the national team. People don't want to see that. Like, they just don't go.
Yeah.
So the money's not there.
Right.
It's like anything else. They don't. Now, from what I think I know, they don't have their own stadiums. There's no Portland Thorns Stadium.
No, they share Providence Park with the Timbers. They're actually they like sell like 20,000 a game. That's the outlier.
Yeah, but it's like.
But yeah,
that's the
all
only
the
team
other.
I know.
Right.
Like if there was a Columbus team, like they're gonna share a stadium.
Which I found that there is, but it's not like in this NWSL. It's like the step below.
Regardless,
Yeah.
like
I
they
found
don't
that out
have their
today.
own stadium. We live in Columbus, and you are a humongous soccer fan.
And I found
didn't
out
know
today.
about it. Like
Exactly.
it's not there.
No.
Like as much as the players on that women's team deserve to get paid more than the men's team, especially with how bad the men's team has played,
Which
in
we'll get
recent
into here
times,
in a minute.
like I 100% think that they should make more than the men's team.
Yeah.
It's
there's
just
no
not there.
There's no question anymore. Exactly. It's just the money's not there. And the big thing about it is what do all the leagues make their money on? What is every single league, every single team? Exactly.
They're not on TV.
Yeah. Which I think ESPN Plus just finally picked up some of their games. Finally. And even still, that's still behind a paywall. I mean, I had to pay for it just to watch Villa in the championship. I'm still going to keep it because ESPN Plus is a good product. It really is. It's the best streaming platform out of all. I never thought I'd say that about ESPN. But still, for the casual sports fan who's riding this wave after the U.S. Women's National Team World Cup win, that's not a good look. You're saying, hey, here, pay $5 a month if you want to keep seeing Alex Morgan play, keep seeing Megan Rapinoe play. Like why is it behind a
The
paywall?
casual sports fan is just gonna watch.
The World Cup.
They're just gonna watch when the women's team is on TV.
Right.
Whether it's a friendly, whether it's the women's She Believes Cup, whatever it is. The casual fan will watch them some way, somehow.
Yeah.
The diehards are pissed.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, the only way that the women are going to get more money than the men's players is through endorsements and through national team.
Right.
And Alex Morgan, Megan Rapinoe,
Which those Nike deals are going to be quite tasty.
they should be bringing in more money than everyone on the men's team except Pulisic, as far as endorsements.
Yeah.
Like, it's just simple as that.
Yeah.
So
You could argue that there are more marketable athletes on the whole U.S. women's team than in any of the, from the senior men's team all the way to the, the U15s. They're apart from Pulisic. Pulisic, again, is that one outlier.
yeah, he's the only one.
He's a $70 million player going to Chelsea. That's huge. That's
only one.
huge. But other than that, yeah, there's no one else.
Let me ask you this question. You think that's only a 4-year cycle because of the World Cup, or is that every year?
What for what?
You said that the women are more marketable.
I mean, it has been for the last what?
I think.
How long
I
has
think
this
it
debate
peaks
been going
I
on?
think it peaks in the World Cup
Yeah.
season.
Yeah. But how long has this debate been going on?
Right.
For how many World Cups now?
Yeah. And I think now how the social climate is more now than ever, I think now is even a more opportune time than any of the other past World Cup wins. 1,000%.
And it gets
just
worse.
with how the social climate is nowadays.
The conversation gets worse when the men fuck up.
Like they did in the Gold Cup.
So the conversation got ratcheted up when they didn't qualify for the World Cup.
Yeah.
And it's like I told you last Sunday. If after the women won, I texted you immediately and said, if the men don't win, it's over.
It's done. Right,
Like,
and it is.
And I'm not. If the men would have won, it's not going to take anything away from what the women did. But it would
have been a banner day for U.S.
stymies
soccer.
the conversation.
Right.
But since they went out there and laid an egg, it just makes it worse.
Laid an egg is an understatement.
So, at the end of the day, every single time the men mess up and the women continue to do what they do, it just makes the conversation worse.
Yeah.
It's not going to go away.
Yeah, which segues us brilliantly into the Gold Cup, which it's peak U.S. men's national team soccer to bottle it on such a big day, on the biggest day in U.S. soccer's history. You have your women's team in the World Cup final, your men's team in the Gold Cup final. How many federations have had both their senior national teams, men and women, in the final on the same day? I've never seen that before happen.
Well, probably hasn't.
Yeah, and they were very good that first half. We watched. They were very good. I thought they were better than Mexico. They created more chances. The midfield was getting through. Lines were being broken. Pulisic had a huge impact on the game. And then Tata Martino outcoached Berhalter in that second half. I hate to say it because I love Greg Berhalter. One of the nicest guys in soccer that I've met. He is such a great guy, and I want to see him succeed. But I hate to say it, he got outcoached in that second half.
Well, I don't even watch the U.S. soccer like you do. And as soon as number 20 started running around Michael Bradley, what did I say?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, long hair. The guy who we thought snapped his elbow in half. What was his name? Oh, I forget his name.
Something with a P.
Yeah.
It was over.
Yeah.
He wasn't... Yeah.
That's it. Yes.
Bradley wasn't even trying.
No, yeah, he wasn't tracking back. And he literally, every time that guy ran at Bradley, he got beat. Every single time. And that's how the goal started.
Every time.
I will say their goal, the one touch and the finish by the Suns,
unbelievable.
Great goal. But it's in the build up before. Yeah, Rodolfo Pizarro for Pachuca. He was huge for them in that second half because he carried the ball. He went and picked it up from the center backs, ran past Michael Bradley 8 million times in that second half, and that's how they scored their goal.
It was almost like, I was sitting there watching that game, and it's like one of those things where you watch it in football, you watch it in basketball, and in football, American football, it's like the receiver gets to the linebackers, and then the safety just is like, you got him. And that's what it looked like with Bradley. It was like he got to a certain point, and it was like, oh, McKinney's supposed to have it.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Martino
Go ahead.
switched he switched Pizarro to the other side from Cannon. Cannon shut him down the first period.
Right, yeah. Because the left side of that defense, as I've been saying all tournament, since we saw him in Venezuela, is shocking. You have Tim Ream, a center back, playing left back. The only reason he's playing left back is because he's left-footed. And there's no...
Well, and it's like I said to you, and I don't know...
It's just
like
so
I said,
infuriating.
My knowledge and depth of U.S. men's soccer is Tim Weah on FIFA. Like, that's about it. But it does not take a genius to understand that it was not going well. And I said to you, I was like, and I haven't watched U.S. soccer in a while. Mm-hmm. And my first question was, where is Fabian Johnson?
He was injured.
But it's like, regardless, again, like, where are all these people?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it was. There was a lot of key players not met. You had your starting right back Yedlin out. Probably your starting left back and Fabian Johnson out injured. Tyler Adams picks up an injury before. John Brooks ended the season on the injured list.
But that's like I've talked.
Oh yeah, and then the guy from Derby, Dwayne Holmes. He was looking really good in the friendlies leading up, and then he picks up an injury, and then Reggie Cannon comes in. I've talked to
you, I've talked to Mike, I've talked to big U.S. soccer fans. You've got all of this young talent, and Tim Weah, I know, is in the whatever World Cup. I know
that's the thing.
That.
All the youth teams are kicking ass in tournaments.
But it's like, where is this Sargent that's supposed to be sweet? Why wasn't he playing?
Oh, after Josie and Giassi couldn't hit water if they fell out of a boat.
What happened to this Johansson guy that was supposed to be super badass?
He picked up a really bad knee injury and is just kind of falling off the earth.
What happened to Julian Green that was supposed to be badass?
He did that to himself. He should have went on loan from Bayern. He was never getting in that team.
Where were all these players that were supposed to be good? Where have they gone?
I think it comes down to, and I've said this time and time again, the reason why we failed to qualify for that World Cup and all that is a systematic failure to develop players and to grow players to compete on an international level, and we saw that. Who were we relying on in those final games?
I still don't.
Dempsey.
All
these old players.
Don't even get me started on the old players.
Because the players aren't developed and ready enough. Well, when are they going to be? You got to give them a chance sooner or later.
And it's like, I got into an argument with Mike on Monday about it. It's like, well, they're not ready. Okay, well, how about you play them? Get them ready.
Exactly.
Because it's like you're going to talk about, well, he's too young. Okay, well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Dele Alli played at Tottenham when he was like 18.
Yeah.
From MK Dons.
Yeah.
Like, you put them out there. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, they're done. Yeah. Like, that's how it works. Mm-hmm. That's sports.
Yeah, so then to that same argument, Pulisic was too young to make his debut for Dortmund at 17?
Clearly not. It worked.
Exactly, yeah. No, and I think
Soccer is one of those sports where it doesn't matter how old you are. If you have the skill, you have the skill. You don't, and I don't understand why the U.S. does this in pretty much every sport. It's like you have it in NBA where they have to play. Well, not anymore, but you had to play a year in college. In football, you have to be a junior to come out. If they have the talent, they
Let
have
them
the
go.
talent. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
yes.
Like, what's really the benefit of that? What does a player gain from going to Ohio State for a year of basketball?
Nothing.
Nothing.
What did Zion gain last year?
Nothing.
Notoriety?
What is the purpose?
Followers?
Like, that he didn't already have.
Right.
Everyone knew about him. Like, what does that do?
And it's like there's the argument, oh, well, physically they're not developed enough yet. Are you kidding
Are
me?
you kidding me?
Some of those people are fucking dumb trucks in high school.
Have
like
you
it
seen-
doesn't, I mean,
We were talking. I was talking about.
that's genetics at that point. You either have it or you don't.
I was talking about this to my dad, and it's like a question that I brought up when we were talking about, like, Kevin Durant and everything, and it's like, obviously, we weren't around when our parents were our age,
Right.
so it's like when you go back and look at sports back then, you didn't see all these injuries you have now.
No.
The athletes were not as big.
No.
People now are freaks.
Yeah.
So and it goes back to you. I remember playing sports as a kid, like in middle school, and there'll be 8th graders with a full beard.
Yeah.
Like, there are 17-year-olds that are ready to play professional
Derek
level
Clark had a
sports.
tash in 7th grade,
Like,
dude.
it doesn't matter how old you are. If you have the talent,
Right.
you have the talent.
Yeah. And
So-
that was the frustrating thing about Sargent not being left off. It's like, oh, okay, we'll see what happens with this. And then when both the strikers couldn't score if their life depended on it, apart from against Trinidad and Tobago, and a bike from 2 yards out, I mean, that's what killed them. That's what killed them. There were oh my God, it could have been 3-4-0 at halftime.
I'll be honest
if
with
there's
you.
a striker that could finish.
And in the final,
Yeah.
I could have put the ball in the net.
Oh Jesus.
Like that when Josie had that chance. I could have done that.
That was when
That
he
was
dragged it
horrendous.
wide. That was, I mean, you have to like, and the thing is he sends that Mexican defender to the shops with that move. Just
Yeah.
step over, drop the shoulder, and that homeboy's going the other way, and he's got all the time in the world to just fire it past Memo Ochoa, and he just scuffs it.
It's terrible.
Whereas Josh Sargent probably would have done that move and would have put it in the top corner without, and there would have been no doubt about it.
No, he's too young.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, and I think again, there's an over reliance on Christian Pulisic. He was very good in that game, I thought, but they relied on him too much. I think.
Well, this is what I got into an argument with about.
I think McKinney will help. McKinney is definitely the second best player on the U.S. that they have right now. He's going to be a world-class talent in that position. That number 8 position, box to box, him and Pulisic playing together is going to be good. The issue is who's playing 6, who's the anchor man? Because Bradley, I think, finally, yes.
Well, this is what I got
Yes.
into an argument about. It's like, and I said this to you after they failed last year to make the World Cup. I was like, that old core has to be done.
Yes.
And everyone was like, no, they need to be on there for...
Not me.
They need to be on there for experience. Okay. That's fine.
I dropped
But they
Bradley
don't have
from
to
the U.S.
play.
in FIFA.
They don't have to play.
No.
You can be experienced and be a leader from the bench.
Yes.
Like, you do not have to be on the field.
Because it's not even, yeah. Because what else do you get? You get exposure to first team training. Why do you think whenever they have these young kids who train up with like the first team from the academy in any club team setup to get them experience?
Yeah. Like, you can be a leader. You can lead the young guys from the bench. You don't have to be actually on the field. And I think this might be a little bit different time because of injuries, but Michael Bradley did not need to be out there.
I think, but I will say
Replaces him.
Tyler
Well,
Adams.
like, if this was different
I think-
because of the injuries, but, like, in the grand scheme of things.
The grand scheme of things, that midfield going forward is Pulisic in the 10, Tyler Adams in the 8, Weston in the 6. And then you have Tyler Adams and Weston switching that position because that makes it more dynamic. Because then as soon as you think, okay, I got this guy figured out, oh, shit, now he's playing box to box. He's going forward. You know, one guy's dropping back, pinging balls. That's the midfield going forward.
This, like, this feeling of like you owe something to those older players.
No.
Like it's like I've used this opinion or this comment before. It's like, when Florida State had Bobby Bowden, Penn State had Joe Pa at the end. It's like you almost feel like you owe them the opportunity to end on their own terms. But when it stops working, it stops working.
Yeah.
And whether it may be hard or not, you have to tell them to move. Like, move on.
It clearly
You
stopped
don't
working.
owe them anything.
No, you don't. Yeah, that's that.
What
What have they done? What have they accomplished?
You
Not a
stopped
damn
owing
thing.
them something when they couldn't beat Trinidad and Tobago to make the World Cup. That's when you stop owing them something.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as that.
I'll go into the tail. On a field that was too wet, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Like, that's when you stopped owing that first, that, like, I don't even know what you could call it. Like, that.
Yeah.
I don't even know because it's not a golden era. It was just
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it wasn't.
You stopped owing them things when that happened. So, I don't know. You got to throw the whole thing out and, like, refresh, I guess. But I think they have the young players to do it. They just, they're hurt.
Yeah. That was a big. There's a lot of key players, and because that midfield three is so tremendously exciting. Because I think they've only played together all of them once, and when they did, it was fireworks. And I think again, the big thing is next season is going to be a big season for Josh Sargent because Werder Bremen really like him, and they were giving him games towards the end of the year, and finally there was there's a striker. Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? There's a striker talent out there that has a huge upside, more than any other striker that has ever come through the U.S. system ever.
If they play him.
Exactly. And then he's got to realize he's got to not do what Julian Green did. Realize, hey, I'm not going to get in this team. I need to go on loan.
Well, that was absolutely ridiculous by him to begin with.
Yeah.
He was never going to make that team.
No.
Never.
He had a good relationship with Pep Guardiola, which I get to a point, and maybe that's why he didn't want to leave because he's like, hey, he's he really likes me and he says a lot of good things about me, but maybe he'll give me a chance. But at the same, you got to play. You have to play. I mean, and you have to play against the best competition in the world in the best leagues in the world. That's what it is. Especially when you're a young player. Now, if you're like Paul Areola or like even Tyler Boyd, I think you can play in MLS because that's a decent level to where you're at now. But if you're a young player and you really want to seriously develop and become a world-class player for the U.S., have to go to Europe, 100%.
Well, the American team is never going to be any good unless all of the players are bred in like Europe and that kind of thing.
Well, and that's why I say Tyler Boyd's the exception because he was.
Yeah, well, like
he's at a point now where he can.
Pulisic. Like you're not like as shitty as it is because we like soccer. That's not the sport here.
No.
Our top, like Spain, Portugal, like England, their top athletes play soccer. Like, our top athletes play basketball, they play football, they play baseball. Like, the top athletes here don't play soccer, so it's always going to be this way. Like, the homegrown, it's just not going to work.
No.
The kids that are on our team that played high school soccer, that played college soccer, it's not going to work.
No, because by the time you're out of college soccer, you're 24, 25.
It's not going to work.
And you have to be at your prime then.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So until that gets sorted out, that is what it is.
Because the issue with U.S. soccer is I think they're more focused on profits than they are with player development. When you look at some of the pricing, I mean it's a stretch, yeah. If you look at the pricing of some of the elite coaching that you can get at these MLS academies, it prices out all the elite athletes. It's pretty much it's only accessible then for the rich kids. So yeah, I mean, so you need to start investing money, the same amount of money into the MLS ones as you do the other like you say public leagues that more kids play.
It goes back to what I said. Soccer here is not considered a urban sport. Like in England, like they have soccer fields in the slums. They don't have that here. There's basketball courts downtown. there's raggedy football fields that they just play pickup games on. Soccer here in the States, it's preppy white kids.
Yeah, it's like lacrosse.
That's what it
in
is.
a lot of ways. Yeah.
And those are the kids that can go to the Columbus Crew Academy and can get specialized goalkeeper training. Like the urban kids that are 90% of the time the better athletes, they don't have that opportunity. It doesn't cost a lot to have a basketball and play basketball.
No.
And you can kind of shape your game on the playground. You can't do that in soccer.
Yeah.
Like,
which is why I think you're starting to see more and more teams. I know that that the Crew have done this. DC United's done this. They're building like sort of like pickup like the things you see in Europe. Like the little like instead of like a basketball court, it's like a little mini like futsal court. You're starting to see more and more of those.
Sure, but then another thing that that goes against it is, for the longest time, like here, soccer is considered not masculine.
No.
So if you have some hood kids that are really good athletes, they don't want to play soccer because they feel like they're going to get made fun of. They're going to get called field fairies and all that kind of stuff. They want to play football. They want to play basketball. Like, you have to get rid of that dynamic.
Yeah.
And what's really funny and ironic about this whole thing is I don't think that dynamic is going to go away if the women's team continues to run the table like they are. Because then here it's still viewed as a women's sport. It's tough. Like, it's really tough.
No, yeah, it's definitely tough.
And the best athletes are going to play the sports where there's the most money.
Exactly. Like, you're going to take 4 years, $181 million in the NBA, or I don't even know what MLS players make here.
Yeah, I think
not $181 million.
League minimum's at like it's 6 figures for league minimum now in the MLS.
But it's not $181 million.
Exactly. It's not.
Like,
it's not the $250,000 that NFL league minimum is.
Yeah. So it's up against a lot.
So. But yeah, thus ends our U.S. soccer praising and ranting all in one segment.
Well,
praising of the women's teams, ranting about the men's team. But I do that more often than you. So to see you get into it is great because it means that it's not just me who's the only one screaming and yelling.
The men's team is infuriating to me.
It really is.
And I don't even care. Like, I root for them if they're in the World Cup because I want them to win. But it's like, other than that, I just think they're just annoying. Like, but that's regardless.
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating. But so yeah, moving on now to some current events. Now, I think probably we could say he's one of our favorite rappers.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, A$AP Rocky is locked up in Sweden after an altercation with his fans. The main criticism is that the conditions are just terrible. I heard he's in a cell next to this guy who's got really bad mental health issues who just throws his poop everywhere.
Yeah, it's heard they said it's like a walking into a toilet.
Yeah.
So that's always brilliant.
Yeah.
But,
and it's really kind of bullshit why he's in there. You, Alec, you probably have a better understanding of it than I do. I just have a very basic one, but I'll let you dive into this.
It's like, just watching the videos and reading the articles, it's like, so basically, we can pull the videos on this article. It's not the best. It's kind of broken up into like three or four different ones. But basically, what had happened was there was like a minor altercation involving these like quote unquote fans and Rocky and his entourage.
And he was over there for a concert. Or was it like a big festival?
Like a festival.
Yeah, okay.
But, something had happened, and this is kind of up for debate. I've seen that Rocky's bodyguards are responsible for breaking the headphones of one of the people. I've heard that the fan and Rocky's bodyguard got into an altercation, and the fan broke the headphones on the bodyguard's head. So that's up for debate. But at the end of the day, and Rocky was like posting Instagram videos like on his story, I think maybe.
I saw that.
Just documenting the situation.
Yes.
Like, we're being.
Which I think it helps him out a lot.
Yeah, like, well, if they get deleted, but after 24 hours. But regardless, it's like, he was saying things like, we're being followed by these people. We've in the video they're like, look, we're telling you to like stop, like go away, just go somewhere else, blah blah blah. And the people are just continuing to follow Rocky. And then what's really weird, which I didn't see before, But I do remember from one of the videos, and the craziest part is the people involved are not even Swedish. They were like Arab or something like that.
Yeah.
So at one point in one of the videos, like a woman that was in like full Arab dress, like headscarf and everything,
Oh yeah.
like
I
walks
forgot
up to
about that
the
part.
one dude and like starts yelling at him. Apparently, the dudes were like not only following Rocky and stuff, but like
But yeah,
hitting
following
women on the ass,
right.
like
Yeah,
walking
and
down
what?
the street.
Yeah,
Like,
and one of them was the chick's friend that was talking to Rocky.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
so
Okay.
like it was like just these people were being like very like crude. Like I don't know what the problem was, but they
Weird.
just continued to like follow the whole entourage.
Yeah.
And after an X amount of time, they were and how many at a certain point you tell someone to stop.
Mhm.
It just you get pissed. Like
Mhm.
you tell them 100 times and they're still doing it. Like
Yeah.
it is what it is. Like at one point the bodyguard like tried to like physically turn the dude around and like push him the other way,
Yeah. Like, go
and he just
away.
continued to follow. And then it switched to like some fan video from like they were like inside a cafe or something, and you can see Rocky outside, and he just grabs dude by the collar and just like swings him to the ground and like just starts going crazy.
Mhm.
And the bodyguards try to break it up or get involved. I don't really remember the video, but they arrested
Yeah.
Rocky for assault, which I mean he did beat his ass, but at the end
Yeah.
of the day, it's like when
It's like it's like to the point where it's like as someone who's in the public eye as much as he is, you can only take so much before
well, exactly,
it's like, all right,
but it's like
fuck this guy.
it's like
he's going down.
they're not listening to you. You've asked them and told them multiple times to just leave you alone, and then add on to the fact that they're physically abusing other strangers on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And then at a certain point, like I said, it boils over. And what really is annoying, and I've seen it multiple times. I've seen it at sporting events with autographs, and I've seen it
Mhm.
at concerts, and I've seen it in New York with like famous people. It's like famous people are not an art exhibit. You can't just walk up and take pictures of them. Like they're human beings.
Yeah.
It's not like there's something hanging on the wall that has no feelings. You can just take a picture of it, take a picture with it. That's not how it works. Like they're people,
Mhm.
and if they're having, at some point, sure you got to be PC and you got to do your rounds and you got to do fan appearances and all that stuff. But at the same time, there's also days where regular people just don't want to be around people either.
Right.
And at the end of the day, they have those feelings too. And at a certain point, when you cross that line as a fan, and they've told you multiple times to stop, you just have to stop.
Yeah.
Like, or quite frankly, you deserve getting
exactly.
chucked across the
I was
street.
gonna say,
Like,
at that point, you're just asking for it.
yeah, it's like
100%.
What gives you the right to do that?
None. It's ridiculous.
It's absolutely absurd. And
That's why whenever I see someone like I remember seeing like Zach Steffen at like a restaurant one time, and it's like I don't want to bother him because he's just trying to be normal.
yeah,
He's just trying to he's having lunch with it looked like his sister and his friend. I'm like, hey,
There's a time and a place.
Yes, exactly.
there's a time and a place. If
Yeah.
you're sitting outside the stadium that Rocky is having a concert at, and he's walking up, and you're just standing outside, and you see him, okay, that's fine. But if you're just walking around, going to the store or whatever, like, leave him alone.
Yeah.
Like, or read the situation. Like, if the person
It's
is
not
in a
hard.
good mood or whatever,
Not
like
hard.
maybe walk up and be like, "Hey, man, like I respect what you do," and let it go from there. Like if he's like, "Oh yeah, thanks, man. You want a picture or whatever," then yes, go for it.
Right.
But if the person looks pissed and is mad, don't walk up and be like, "Can I get a picture? Can I get an autograph?" Like, just let it go.
Because then he's just gonna get even more pissed, and then you're gonna be disappointed, and it's gonna ruin your
Exactly.
experience.
So just let it. They're human beings.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they're just like you.
Mhm.
Like, just let it go.
Yeah.
But as far as Sweden and how they're handling the situation, I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, because I know a bunch of the artists are now boycotting Sweden. Because I know Sweden is like a huge place for a bunch of like festivals and like concerts and all that stuff. So that's probably gonna kill them a little bit. Because I know Tyler Creator did he come out and just tweet like "fuck Sweden" or something like that? Yeah, it's just like
It's like,
and there's like a senator from New York who's like working with a bunch of authorities to try and get him out. I can't remember the guy's name, but yeah, I know
it was
there's
the senator of New York.
yes. It's ridiculous, and it's like, and even so, he just beat up this guy that was stalking him.
Right?
Like, okay, if you want to arrest him on assault, that's fine, but why are you putting him in such shitty conditions?
Exactly. At the end of the day, like,
I get you probably have to detain him, like, all right, yo, what happened? But
You
to
couldn't
like,
put him at like the U.S. embassy.
right, exactly.
Like,
You had to
really?
put him in some, like terrorist holding cell or
Yeah,
whatever
like,
the hell
come
this is.
on,
It's
bruh.
ridiculous. Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
So, anyway, hopefully that gets resolved soon because I think he's one of the bright stars in the hip hop community.
He's
for
the only
sure.
person left on my list that I need to see in person.
Yeah.
And
So he needs to sort it out.
right, exactly. It's stupid.
Next one. And then here we have a couple more.
Yeah, I don't know what this is.
I saw this on Twitter. This is insane. This gas explosion at a KFC. It has to be in North Carolina. It's a KFC.
Was there anyone in there?
No, this was at night, and it had to have been closed.
Jesus.
My God, is this on the? Yeah. So here we're going to go through this again. So it's just insane. It's insane to see an explosion like this in person.
That's crazy.
Hey, look at the soot coming down on the camera. So so sitting there, there's the KFC. You see it in front of that like striped building, and then boom! Oh my
That's
God.
crazy.
That is insane. Has to be a gas explosion. That could be the only thing that can. There's no. It's either a gas explosion or someone put C4 on the building. One of the two.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is insane. I saw because I was looking up like current events to like talk about for this week. And I saw them like, holy shit.
Yeah,
that's
wild.
a big explosion, dude. Oh my God. Yeah, it had to be a gas leak. Okay, anyway, moving on. This Area 51 raid making rounds on.
That picture is world class.
Picture's so damn funny.
When you're waiting to tell your mom you peed the bed. That's what that looks like. That is crazy.
Ma, accident.
Pretty much. That's what that looks like.
Oh my God, it's so funny. No, so pretty much what this is there are thousands of people that are signing this petition or doing all this stuff about planning to raid Area 51 because they want to see the aliens. Is their reasoning? Which
yeah, they said they can't stop all of us.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, they can. No, go back to the Twitter one because there's this really funny picture that made me laugh for a good 5 minutes looking at it. So scroll down. It really hit home with me. You keep
Was it the one that said revive?
Yes, it was. That one's funny. All the dog photos.
There was one that's like someone gave someone like
I also love like this one right here. It has like all it mapped out. You don't think someone Area 51's like, oh hey look,
right?
Let's set up defensive perimeters here, machine guns here. Like it's not hard. All right, sorry. Keep scrolling down. And keep scrolling. I don't know. I don't get this video. Keep scrolling. I think it's a few more after this. Me distracting the cars at 50. It moves like one. Oh jeez. What the hell is that? Oh, this. I don't get. What is that?
I think that's a gun from Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, it's just like made in human form. Well, us walking into Area 51, it's just a bunch of people, like a bunch of models walking. This one.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Because, do you get the whole joke of that, Dad? Okay, so pretty much it's pretty much whenever you're playing like co-op in Call of Duty or in Zombies or something like that, and you get low health, and then you go into like you like kind of like half out of it, but you're on the ground with a pistol. It says you have to revive your teammate. But that's like it's like everyone trying to storm Area 51. You need all to revive all these people. I don't know. I thought it was. I laughed at that for a good 3 minutes today. It was really funny. No, but I mean, I think I saw Joe Rogan post on Instagram not too long ago. It was just like a caption like 400,000 people signed a petition to storm Area 51, and he had Bob Lazar, the UFO guy, on, which is a brilliant podcast, and I think it did a lot of justice for that guy to say like, hey, like, yo, I'm not full of shit. Like, I mean, what happened. I know you have your doubts, but I'm just saying. But anyway, so he just posts a picture of that headline and goes, I think I'm partially responsible for this.
Probably.
Like, yeah, that would be a lot of people who follow him or are fans of him would probably do something like that. No, I just thought it was funny. We want to see the aliens. I think, and it comes on to a point. like yeah, I believe that they're like, come on, we're the only planet that has intelligent life in the whole space of however big it is. Come on,
I'm not disputing
come
that.
on. But like at the same time, do you really want to know what goes inside Area 51? I kind of really don't. I just want to know like, okay, this exists, this exists. Okay, that's it. I don't need to know more. I don't need to know. I don't need you to tell me what you're planning to do with it.
I can't get into this again.
But I would just like to know, just like, hey, this is here. That's it. I don't need, and just let my imagination go. You don't need to tell me anything more. So, but yeah, I just saw it's funny all the memes that came about from it. So, but yeah, and then finally, do we have one more here? Oh yeah, the
This is insane.
oh yeah, this is straight out of a movie. The video of the Coast Guard seizing the like drug runner sub. This is crazy. So okay. This is a U.S. Coast Guard boat. That right there is a submarine that is transporting 185 million pounds worth of cocaine.
It was like 200.
How much? Yeah.
232. We're in America.
Yeah, I'm reading. I'm sorry. I'm reading the
$232 million
Yeah.
worth of cocaine.
Money, not weight pounds.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Right. Well, I'm just well, they can
17,000
see
pounds.
they can see the height. They can see the headline.
17,000 pounds of weight in cocaine
Yeah.
is what the number I saw was.
But look at how like sophisticated looking that sub is.
Oh, that's as low as it goes. That's all it does.
Right.
It's not a submarine.
But yeah, this is look at that. Just beating on the roof. And then some homeboy comes up, and I think just a wife beater, which just makes this even better. A wife beater. Oh, that was insane, though.
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
so crazy. That's like something you'd see in like Call of Duty.
Yeah, that was
Like literally, you'd see in Call of Duty. No, that was crazy. I saw it in my holy lord. No, I just saw like damn.
17,000 pounds of cocaine.
Yeah, 232 million.
230.
They could buy Griezmann with that money.
Right? No, his release clause is 900 million. They need like
They need 4 or 5 more of those subs to
they need
buy
5
them.
more of those subs, which they probably have.
Oh shit! Yeah,
How
especially
do you make 17,000 pounds worth of cocaine?
you need a lot of some. Yeah, yeah. You
That's
need
a lot of cocaine.
Yeah, a lot of cocaine. But you need multiple. What's the Walter Whites? You need at least like 20 of them.
That was meth,
That's still chemistry.
but it's not the same thing.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, there you go. It's a lot of mixing.
It's a lot of nose nachos.
Be-
That's what that is. Shout out Derek Smith. He said that the other day. Had me rolling for about 5 minutes.
man, it's nose nacho.
I just thought it was funny. I don't. It's not involved. I just.
I'm sorry if you can't laugh at nose nachos. And what kind of a human being are you,
Nose
really?
beers, nose nachos.
Oh, but that's it for a couple more things before we leave you for today. Again, apologies for the technical difficulties. We'll try and sort it out before this goes out. But yeah. So we're gonna pick up the advice of the week. I know we dropped it for a couple weeks because, quite frankly, I forgot. But I thought, okay, what better time to pick it back up than when people can see and take heed of what we say. I think this week, as we've proved lately, and really throughout our whole lives, is just being comfortable with who you are as a person.
Sure.
And I think also accepting people for who they are as well, I think is huge. Because I know, looking at myself and looking at my dad, I am my dad's son. I cannot deny that. That is
That's
me.
everybody.
That is me at 50.
Genetics are a powerful thing.
100%. That is me at 50. So it's just going to be, I'm rocking out, dad bod. I got my hair cut how I want it to. I'm going to wear what I want. I mean, at this point, I'm 26. I'm going to be who I'm going to be for the rest of my life. And to be honest, he's kind of a badass. He's kind of cool. I'm not, I don't hate who I am. And I know, especially with you, with how you've gone down the fashion lane as well. If you want to kind of get into that and how that
It's
affects
just
it.
like, and it's like whenever, and the craziest thing to me is when I'm at work, or it's just like when someone asks you your opinion on something, like if I'm at work, they're like, "Oh, what do you think of these shoes? What do you think of this X, Y, Z, whatever?" The thing I always tell people is like, with fashion specifically, it's like it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. Like
It's
if
what
you
you think.
like it, that's
Yeah.
all that matters. If
Exactly.
you like it, wear it. Like it doesn't matter at the end of the day.
And sure, you can like I know I take a lot of inspiration from stuff around me. I know I value your opinion on what you think. Like like come on, that's
Yeah, but
really
it's
fucking
like,
stupid. But
the
like
point is,
yeah.
it's like, and it's not just about like
Mhm.
that. It's just like that's just a broader point.
Right,
It's
yeah,
like at the end of the day, if it makes you happy,
do it.
that's really all that matters. Like
1,000%.
if you want to go watch a baseball game all day, then that's fine. If you want to go to an art museum, you shouldn't feel embarrassed because it's something you want
No,
to do.
yeah, right.
Like if it's something you want to do, that's all that matters. Like
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of I don't there's a couple friends, but I don't have a lot of friends that want to go to New York City and walk around in the fashion district going into stores all day. But if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Like if you want to go watch Villa play, like
Yeah.
that's your thing.
Yeah.
Like it shouldn't matter
No.
if you get on Twitter or you get on Instagram and you post a picture. Like I live in Columbus, Ohio. I post a picture at a Michigan game because I love Michigan. I don't care that it gets a fraction of the likes because it's Michigan. Like I don't care. Like that's Michigan
that's
is
your
my
team.
thing.
That's your
Like,
team, yeah.
That's all that matters. Like you post something on your social media because it's what you like, not because of the glorification that 100 likes gives you. Like if
Yeah.
you like it, that's all that matters.
Right.
So at the end of the day, all you have to really be concerned about impressing is yourself. And that in
100%.
turn will make you comfortable with who you are.
Yeah.
And
unless you choose to support Birmingham City, then you really have no hope.
well, that's
Then you really have no hope.
a topic for another day.
No hope at all. Because they can go rot in the deepest pits of hell with Hitler, that club.
You're not doing
I know.
your weekly advice justice.
It is a joke. But yeah, I mean,
Todd, go to the notes for a second.
and like you said, like okay, and again, it's if he makes you happy, makes you happy. I mean, I can laugh and
Being
joke.
comfortable with yourself as a person. Second bullet. Not caring what
about-
others think. Jack, if you like Birmingham, you're scum.
But yeah, I mean, you
That's
just.
gone.
I mean,
tremendous.
hey, that's fine. I think less of you as a person, but it doesn't matter. But then again, it doesn't matter what to
It's
that person.
true.
It wouldn't matter what I would think.
That's true.
Again, and that's the other thing is respecting your opinion. Like I think they suck. That's fine. Doesn't mean you shouldn't still go like them.
It's fair.
And we're all laughing and joking aside, though. But yeah. And then I guess now that we have this component here, we have a few things that we're going to do, and I know I talked about it on the podcast where we kind of had a little back and forth about it. We for sure have to do something like this for the opening day game. Have to.
Oh yeah.
I think we should do it for both games because obviously you're going to have to come to Villa Park as well.
Sure.
But especially for the opening day.
No,
And it's going to be. Can you pull up that video I sent you on there? I sent it to you on the email. Oh, you don't. Damn it! I forgot it in the notes. Oh, actually, no. Can I post it in the notes and then you refresh the? Yeah. Okay. So we're going to do that. So pretty much what I want to have it be like is I want you to paste. Come on, I'm working here with Word. Okay. Well, it's going to kind of be all screwy, but I think that's it. So. I saved it, Todd. I say, come on, driver. There you go. Get my version. So, pretty much, one of the funnier things I used to watch back in the day is Sky Sports used to bring in two fans from teams that were playing each other, and they would call the game.
Oh, I remember.
Oh, and oh my God, some of the highlights. I want to watch this video, and if we could get audio, like some audio on it, so you can somewhat hear what's going on. It is one of the funniest videos ever. So it was a game. I think this would have been 2008, 2009. Everton's at home hosting Aston Villa, and this was probably the first. I've talked about this a lot, but this is probably one of the first games where there was proper limbs in the Hurley household.
Oh, I remember this.
It involves a last-minute winner. So you have these two guys. The guy on the right, and they're two. As you can see, they're two sizable chaps.
They're stout.
but this is great. I can just imagine us doing this, and it's just going to be hilarious.
I remember this.
Yeah.
I remember that for sure.
You gotta skip to like the last minutes to goal part because this game was actually insane. Joey and Les we talked about.
I'm only just digesting me pie.
Me and Andy talked about this. Yeah.
Look at the highlighter.
So here, pause it for
that
a
is
second.
a lot of gut.
So what's happening here is Everton is scoring in the 90th minute to equalize 2-2. So let it play from here. This is right after kickoff of that goal. The shirt comes off. Yes. I love it. Look at me, Tan. Oh man, that's just hilarious. I wish I'd have one of those
in the Champions League.
Oh yeah, that's going to be the plan, and I think that's going to be absolutely hilarious to do.
No, 100%.
Yeah. And then the other thing, we should do that for other sporting events as well.
Like I don't think there's really anything that we both get into as much.
A big boxing fight would be kind of sweet to do. To do like a companion of that. That'd be kind of fun. Yeah, that would be kind of fun.
Anything else, I feel like we don't.
Yeah. No, and it can kind of be up for interpretation. Like, hey, do we want to do? That'd be kind of cool to maybe do with like other people as well. Like, say if we watch something with like Sam or like the twins or something like that, that'd be good fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, starting to do something like that. And then the one thing that I've wanted to do with this podcast the whole time, because throughout the week, me and Alec on Instagram and Twitter, which if you don't follow us, Jack_Hurley_R, Alec_Frazier on Instagram, Alec_FR on Twitter, we send each other half of the entertainment I consume during the week is through the stuff we send each other in DMs on Instagram and Twitter, because it's just a bunch of funny videos, memes, even stuff like, hey, did you see this? Like, look what happened in this sort of sporting event, or look what's happening here. And that'd be cool to just break down from the last time we recorded the podcast to the next time we did, and just break down and go through all the funny stuff.
Top 3 for the week.
Yeah, so I mean,
yeah, because if we show everything, it's like
I mean, because some of it's going to be hard. Some might be longer than others, but yeah, that'd be something I'd like to do. But yeah, I think that's it for the first ever video episode of the podcast. Which I know we had we sort of blew the breaker a bit in the house, so we can sort that issue after this video. So we do apologize for that, but again, thank you for all the support on the podcast. Please don't forget to also still go to iTunes, subscribe, leave a review, all that fun stuff. Subscribe to it's just Good Talk, 2 words. You should see our logo as well. Subscribe to that YouTube channel. Turn the notification bell on so that you get notified whenever we upload. Thank you for all the support. Until next time, Alec.
Good talk.
Good talk.